When they speak English, you're listening to what they're saying, not how they're saying it.
They don't have to be perfect to communicate.
If they say something that sounds a bit odd, of course you understand what they're saying, but you know, it sort of distracts you.
The French language is a very monochord language.
The fact that they have an accent is not a problem, because everyone has an accent.
English has a very high and low frequencies in expression, so they can't hear those frequencies.
The most important thing is to, I think, listen a lot. You know, there's so many opportunities.
To watch American television is one advice I give. You know, you can see it in version originale on French television, even with French subtitles.
The H is something I write down and that I remind them of constantly.
Isolate the sound and create like a little exercise you can do, like ha ha ha.
Or I'll repeat the mistake to them.
Because people do make that sound.
We say hotel and not hotel.
Yeah, the TH is a fun one to ask people to pronounce.
TH, that's one of the hardest things.
The TH problem.
The French feel very self-conscious about using TH because they have to show their tongue.
It's really making sure that the position of the tongue is the right one, that the tongue is between the teeth.
And put it on the bottom of the upper teeth.
I just got I just tell them to put their tongue under their, or between their teeth.
I think the French are timid to stick their tongue out.
So it's getting them over that first is the main issue.
And it's not polite. Well, we don't have to stick our tongue out, but to pronounce a good TH, you just have to bite your tongue.
30, 33, 31st.
I mentioned using a mirror when studying French pronunciation. I think the same can be done in English.
I asked them to imagine themselves speaking French with an English accent, what gestures they make in order to do that.
I have to tell them, you remember when you were a little boy, little girl, and you were saying the, okay, in French? You had to go to speech therapy for that. Okay, now we're going to do reverse speech therapy.
Once they get over this business about being self-conscious and not afraid to show their tongue, then the third sound is more forthcoming.
And you forget about saying it right and you go into zozot again because that's exactly what we want in English. So it's one way of making it like they know what zozote means. And they'll go to this the or th sound more easily.
As long as you know how it works, it's absolutely feasible.
When people tell me that they're going to go chopping at Vélizy 2, I generally go, wow, you're going to go chopping? Who are you going to chop? You'll end up in jail. You don't want to go chopping there. It's shopping that you want to go do there.
And when they say sheep, when they mean ship or when they mean cheap, I say and they understand that a sheep is an animal.
Writing down the way it would be pronounced in French, ch, which would be a ch in French.
The CH is often pronounced like ch, as in chin chin.
The major stumbling block with the CH, obviously, is that some words are pronounced the French way. I drink champagne in my chalet.
I tell them, don't forget the S.
They forget to pronounce the S at the end of plurals.
The major problem is not so much with the S, it's when you use certain sibilants and they don't pronounce the E. Sizes, they either say size or scissors, they're not too sure about these kind of things.
The plural is more a problem of pronunciation between S and Z.
For example, increase, case, base, dose, dosage, leasing.
And that's difficult because there are a lot of exceptions to the rule.
Yeah, there's a big long rule about pronunciation.
If the infinitive of the verb finishes with a T or D,
then you pronounce it id.
Start, started.
Wanted or founded.
Depend, depended.
The verb ends in an unvoiced consonant. You use the unvoiced T sound.
Well, if it's not, then there's no need to add the I.
Washed.
Jumped, worked.
If it ends in a voiced consonant, then they use the voiced D sound at the end.
You can say opened, but it's very difficult to pronounce a T after an N. Opened.
Listened, and so on and so forth.
A common pronunciation mistake is the OU sound, as in flower, sour, out, doubt. I often would ask people to make a fist with their hands, and then I would squeeze their fingers until they would say the ow sound. Well, it works for an American, but it doesn't work for a French person because they would say aïe. But they do remember that flower is ow, and that Americans say ow when they're in pain.